All right. There he is, Justin Fields. Year number 2. A lot of people critical of the lack of help that they got him in the offseason. Me being one of them, of course, as a big Buckeye fan, wanting to see him be successful. But it is what it is, and they'll do with what they have to do with. They are 1-1 to start our 2022 sim, and they're going to be hosting the Detroit Lions, 2-0 Detroit Lions at that. So very exciting to bring this one to you. Phil Nagy and Kit Nagy with our NFC Game of the Week here for Week 3. Kit, how are we doing today?
We're doing well, and excited to be back on the mic after spending a week out in Seattle. But good to be back on with the fine folks here at Nagy on Sports. Very excited to be back on the call, and looking forward to this one. Obviously, I also agree that sadly the roster around Justin Fields is if anything, a detriment. He feels like he's in a very bad position, and you hate to see that for a guy that you think should and can be very successful in the NFL. We hope that doesn't ruin him. We'll see. And then the Lions, on the other hand, pretty exciting. They've got a little spark, a little something going on down there or up there in Detroit. So definitely excited to see them and what they've got to bring to the season.
Absolutely. All right, trotting out onto the field, there he is, Jared Goff. A lot of people thought maybe he would be done, but they've decided, at least for now, to run it back with him. That's what he's done in that 2-0 start, 572 and 4 TDs, and most importantly, no interceptions. Starting to build that line now. Of course, Taylor Decker, Jonah Jackson, Buckeyes on the left side. Frank Ragnow turning into a solid center. Of course, Penei Sewell, top pick from last year on that right tackle side, and they've got that great running game with Swift, and they're going to dump it to Swift quickly, right side, first down. Throw and catch past the 40, give him 16 yards. Of course, obviously, people excited to see Jameson Williams as well. He'll be wearing number 18 out there. And DJ Chark is their new wide receiver, number 1. He wears number 4. So 4 and 18 are your 2 top receivers. Hey, James. Hey, Rick. Welcome in. For the Bears on defense, a couple of new pieces in the secondary. We'll point them out as they get there. Here's a blitz coming from the nickel on the right side, and they don't see it or feel it. Tavon Young, the former Raven, comes up from a nickelback spot and sacks Goff back.
Yeah, and actually a nice job disguising that blitz coming late off the ball so that Goff had already made his read on the defense, did not see the safety coming, and then did not expect that pressure from the backside.
Oof, big swim move, and that's Robert Quinn. And he gets around Penei Sewell, and a 3rd and 31 awaits Goff and the Lions here.
Yeah, this is certainly not a hole that you want to find yourself in with this offense. They're not built to go for it on 3rd and 31, obviously. So not a lot in the playbook to overcome this.
Sure, Goff's just going to throw this one away. Doesn't want to take a 3rd sack in a row, and that'll bring in the veteran Jack Fox to punt this one away. All right, so the Bears hold after a nice 16-yard gain on first down. They proceed to push them backwards and will receive the punt. That's Velus Jones Jr., the rookie out of Tennessee. Kick returner, punt returner. All right, here is Justin Fields. Here's a look at what he has done to start his sim season. 575, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Offensively speaking, he still has David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert as well. And then receivers right now, Darnell Mooney is his top receiver. He's got Dante Pettis. He's got we got both of the St. Browns. We got Equanimus, whatever, and Amon-Ra on either sides. One for the Bears, and one for the Lions. So a little brother action as well.
That's right.
That one's going to go for a yard.
Amon-Ra really showed up in his rookie season for the Lions. Got to like what he was doing, and that attack for the Lions certainly has got some spark to it. That's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. Like what they've been doing in that front office and that really brain trust group, which Dorsey is now a part of. So some interesting things happening in Detroit.
Absolutely. You're going to get to see a look at a little bit of their future, as well as both starting defensive tackles are rookies right up the middle, and an incomplete pass as they were looking to go screen. Now a 3rd and 19 for Justin Fields. So 97 is going to be Aiden Hutchinson, and then 93 is Joshua Paschal out of Kentucky. Pressure right over the middle, caught in traffic, what a catch! That's Dante Pettis, 32 yards and a first down. Really nice throw over the middle. Had to really high point the football, did Pettis. Now in his 5th season out of Washington, Dante Pettis. Fields with good protection this time, and he'll fire right side. A little post route over the middle, and he's got Mooney for a first down. Back-to-back completions, back-to-back first downs here.
Yeah, beautiful route there from Mooney, and really nice recognition from Fields to hit his really lone target in this passing attack. That's of the only guy that you probably recognize the name for. But Mooney certainly the threat, and they just allowed him to get behind the linebacker and in between them and the safeties on that little bit of a slant or the post route. Nicely done.
Second carry in a row for David Montgomery, and Aiden Hutchinson, the rookie number 2 overall pick out of Michigan, brings him to the turf. Sets up a 3rd and short. Fields, quick little dump left side. He's got his man, the tight end Cole Kmet, and he's going to be taken down immediately. How about that tackle? Very, very quickly in space. That's the rookie, Malcolm Rodriguez. So rookies all over the place for the Lions, and they show up. The Bears are going to leave their offense on the field. Here we go.
I like it. I think this is a good opportunity to go for it here.
And they're going to pitch it wide. Can he get a nice block from the fullback? First down, and a little bit of a broken tackle as well. Wow, the pitch rarely successful in Madden, but how about that block from Kari Blasingame, free agent from the Titans?
Yeah, that block in space was absolutely critical here. The only thing that allows this to break free, then of course the effort from Montgomery is next level, of course, to break that tackle to get a bunch of extra yards and set up a nice 1st and goal.
Here's Fields now, treble breaking down, and he's going to run into Romeo Okwara. Again, Romeo and Julian Okwara, both on the Lions as outside linebacker pass rusher types, and that one's going to be a sack. Fortunately, just back to the 12. He wasn't super deep into the pocket yet. Now Fields in a shotgun. Now he's going to roll to the right side. He's getting chased from Okwara. He's going to step his foot in the ground to the 10, to the 5, and pushed out of bounds at the 5 by Alex Anzalone. Now a 3rd and goal.
I want him to make that decision a little bit quicker, just decide and go, because you saw him turn on the jets. He maybe gets in if he had sooner.
They try to run almost a little pick route, but instead O'Shaughnessy was too far ahead of the 3rd tight end.
Yeah, they were stacked right on top of each other.
Yeah, they were, and that's going to let Mike Hughes, free agent cornerback, make the tackle, and now they'll go ahead and settle for 3 here. Cairo Santos on to attempt the field goal, just a short little 20-yarder, and it's good. So nice little drive there for the Bears. 3-0. They have the first points of the day. And again, the Bears' offensive line is pretty rough, so we'll keep an eye on that in that matchup between rookie pass rushers for the Lions and a weak and young offensive line for the Chicago Bears.
Yep, and
New
obviously,
coach Matt. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, obviously, Justin Fields can create with his feet. We all know that. We saw a little bit of that just now. But yeah, certainly worried about that O-line and the dangers he's going to face as a result of it. And you really saw the inability to get it done there in the red zone with that red zone, goal line offense out there, not able to get any push up front.
Here for Goff and the Lions. And Goff sits in the pocket, check it down quickly to Swift. He's going to need a little work, and he's going to go down. Lano Hill, the safety, comes up and makes the tackle, and that's going to be another punt upcoming here for the Lions. So new head coach Matt Eberflus, former defensive coordinator for the Colts. He brought over their DB coach Alan Williams to coach his defense, so they're going to be running the Colts defensive playbook. And then their new offensive coordinator is the QB coach from Green Bay, so they're going to be running the Green Bay playbook, at least in terms of the way that I have it set up today. So interesting to see Aaron Rodgers translating into Justin Fields and what that might look like.
Right.
So here is Fields out of a shotgun. He's back to pass. Left tackle gets whipped and just about takes his hand off, but he's able to get it out and zip it to the right side of the tight end, Cole Kmet. 6-yard gain.
Yeah, that's why quarterback play is measured in fractional seconds.
Now Fields will roll. Now chuck it oddly out of bounds to the right side. It was a very odd-looking throwaway. Like a dislocated arm waiting to happen.
It did.
Now Fields. He climbs the pocket. Now he'll fire over, and he just overthrows it. He had Montgomery on the check down.
He was fortunate that wasn't picked, too. He had a defender on the pursuit angle that had a chance at the ball, but dangerous throw there. It would have worked if he had been on target, but those throws against the body are just so hard to control, and he's just a little bit off there, and fortunate that it ended up just being incomplete.
Yeah, it also looked like if he had maybe put a little bit more touch on it, he tried to fire a fastball from about 4 yards away.
Right.
All right, here's Goff now on a 1st and 10. He looks left side. Oh, almost picked. Woo, that would have been a house
for
call.
Sure. That was gone. Surprised he's ruined that one. That one he definitely wanted.
Absolutely. Here he goes. Flow to left side. That's the rookie Williams to the 20, to the 10. He can fly, and he's going to get pushed out at the 2-yard line. Jameson Williams developed here at Ohio State, of course, and then 1 year at Alabama where he was arguably the best receiver in the entire SEC, and he would have been 3rd on the depth chart at Ohio State.
That's right. And he's showing his stuff right there. That was beautiful. Yep. But what a touch pass from Goff, just really laying it in there on a beautiful arc.
There it is, touchdown, right side, Hawk. TJ Hutchinson, and a very, very quick drive there for the Lions. And they're in for a touchdown to take the lead.
Yeah.
We're going to get to be reminded of the Browns-Ravens game as the score updates in live time at the bottom of the screen for us.
Right. That painful travesty that we all had to go through.
We'll see exactly when the safety happens, too.
Yeah, that was the turning point.
That was. All right, 7-3 here. Nice drive there. Just took 37 seconds. That big completion to Jameson Williams, and then TJ Hutchinson 1 play later. And now both offenses start to come to life a little bit here. About 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
And it feels like,
Phil Nagy,
I was going to say, it feels like, speaking of Hutchinson, that he, if I recall correctly, he's out of Iowa, right?
He is. Oh, yeah, tight end U, baby.
That's what I was going to say. It feels like they've really wrapped up the title on tight end U these days, where all of the really, like, your Noah Fants, your Hawkinsons, like, all those guys coming out of that system really having great success in the NFL.
They are. 2nd and 10. Fields chucks it right side. Looks like he's chucking it out of bounds to avoid the sack. Sets up a 3rd and 10. Shotgun look again for Justin Fields. David Montgomery on his right hip. Back to pass, Fields. He'll chuck it deep to the left side. He's got a man in single coverage. One-handed attempt for Mooney, and he can't bring it in. Incomplete.
Yeah, just struggling a little bit with that separation there. A little bit of handsy play from the corner, but gets away with it. And Mooney not able to corral that with the one hand. Nice ball, though, from Fields to put it on him.
It was a nice ball indeed. Mooney not able to bring it in. Coverage from the defender, Walker, on the outside there. They'll stretch it left side with Swift, and he's going to run into a linebacker very quickly there. No real gain for DeAndre Swift. Let's look at what he's done so far this season. 40 carries, 143 yards. Again, 2-0 are these Detroit Lions in the NFC.
Yes,
North.
James. Sometimes the schedule from Madden does get hosed up. Certainly, we know they're not going to get the weeks right because it's not. They know who the opponents are going to be for the next year, but they don't get the weeks are never going to be right because the game comes out before. But they just know the formula for how the NFL decides the opponents, so they project what the next year's schedule will be. That being said, they do sometimes mess up the home and away.
Yes. For instance, the Browns are at the Patriots in the sim, and in real life they are at Cleveland for that game.
That's right.
For instance. And I think it has to do with obviously they get the division opponents correct. And I think they get the which conference or like which other division you play in its entirety correct, but it's that I finished 3rd, you finished 3rd crossover games that they are just guessing at, I believe.
Right.
Another sack there for Romeo Okwara. All right, 2nd and 16. Fields going to empty the pocket. He's going to step back there all by his lonesome. See if they can hold up. Answer is not super well. Right in his face, hit as he throws. And he will go down. That one looked like it could have hurt just a touch. 3rd and 16. Fields back to pass. Going to drop the ball. Anzalone. It's picked up by Hutchinson. 5. Touchdown. A scoop and score for Aiden Hutchinson. Wow.
Yeah, and the rookies making their presence very much felt in this game already. A scoop and score there from Aiden Hutchinson with the earlier nice grab from Williams deep on the deep ball. So certainly some rookie presence out here for the Lions, showing their stuff.
Indeed. 14-3 now, and all the momentum in their favor. Chicago in a little bit of trouble now. Short kick, clearly a little breezy here in Chicago. It's not called the Windy City for nothing, of course.
Right.
All right, Fields back out onto the field. Again, fresh off that scoop and score, and he has been hit early, unfortunately, in this game. The little highlight package of sacks that he has already taken in the first 8 minutes of the football game.
It was interesting that fumble, too, because I guess he just got jarred loose barely, but it almost looked like he dropped it.
Yep, did kind of look like he dropped it. All right, 1st and 10. He's back to pass once again. Fields, he'll waggle right, throw it over the middle, and he's got his tight end, Cole Kmet. And Kmet's got the ball to the 35. Kmet out of Notre Dame, another school that might tout being tight end U with their tight ends that they've put into the league. Across the middle, a little kind of against his body drag route again, and that's Dante Pettis, and he picks up 8 yards. He is, yeah, he was the number 2 overall pick, Rick, from Michigan.
They had 2 picks in the first round, as many teams did this year, but they had 2 relatively high ones, which is why they were able to come away with both Aiden Hutchinson at number 2, and then Williams. He was
traded back up with the Vikings, right?
Yeah, he was pretty early too, though. He was in the top 15, I think.
Yeah, because it went, what was it? 10, 11, 12, Wilson, Olave, Williams.
Yeah, 12. I think you're right. I think it was 10, 11, 12. I think
and it was the Vikings. It was the Vikings pick, and because they
nice
had 32 from the Rams.
I like that play. Minus the fumble, but that was a cool little play. I don't know if you saw that develop, but they had the all 3 fakes going on with the inside tight end around. It's kind of a neat little action that they had going on that one. Or end around, I guess. I don't know if it was actually the tight end. I didn't catch who ran the ball.
Fields on 2nd and 4. Watch out! Hutchinson, and he's going to sack him. A little Michigan on Ohio State crime again, and that's going to end the first quarter. Hutchinson balling out here in the first quarter indeed. Welcome in, Karen. Go Browns. 3rd and 13 now for Fields, and they desperately need some points here. Try to chip away at this momentum, or this one could get out of hand quickly. Fields, pressure coming, so he'll dump it short, and Montgomery falls down.
Yeah, interesting that
41-yard
Montgomery didn't even attempt to get back up. Nobody was there and touched him down, so he could have at least tried to get up to get to the first down. He had to know he was short.
Rookie punter Trenton Gill into the game, and he coffin corners it out of bounds at the 17-yard line. So another rookie right there, Kirby Joseph, safety out of Illinois in your screen. Again, rookies all over this roster for the Lions. And again, this is a pretty deep rookie class. Part of the reason I think the Browns ended up trying to get more picks and take 9 different players. With the COVID year, you had a whole bunch of super seniors and guys who had an extra year of development, and so it was a very, very deep class top to bottom.
For sure.
Up the middle, Jamal Williams, his first carry, and he'll get a first down for 5 yards to the 27. Jamal Williams, of course, played with the Packers a few years ago. Came over to Detroit last year as a free agent. Up the middle, and this time it's Swift, and he's got a nice run, just his 2nd of the game. Haven't run the ball a lot. Definitely probably will see some more of that now that they have passed the ball and set it up nicely. Swift again up the middle. Big shot, and the ball comes out. It's picked up and then tackled immediately by Goff, but Roquan Smith absolutely murders the ball carrier, DeAndre Swift. We'll see if we get to see this one. Oh, the ball was already out after the highlight, of course, because
yeah, he just put his shoulder right on the ball. Yeah, put his shoulder right on the ball, and it's so hard to control the ball with all that force coming. And if it impacts the ball directly, it's almost game over at that point.
Here we go, nice run, big 15-yard gain to the left side for Montgomery, and that's going to get him into the red zone. Deshaun Elliott, free safety who came over from the Ravens in free agency, wearing number 5, makes the tackle. Fields, little drag across the middle. He's got his man, short gain, and then tackled very quickly out of bounds. Not sure why we feel the need to get the replay on that one. Tackle made by number 1.
Maybe it was
Jeff
because
Okudah, go Bucks.
Maybe it was because of the bizarre arm mechanics from Madden. That was really odd looking.
2nd and 6. That would have been a touchdown. Just a little bit too much air.
No, actually, I think that was the receiver's fault. He had it actually right in stride. He just didn't reach out for it. I don't know what he was doing there, if he wasn't looking for the ball or what. And that should have been a touchdown right there from Mooney.
That should have been Mooney's. Yep, Mooney's going to drop it, and so they're going to have to settle for Cairo Santos. And Santos drills it. 14-6 here in Chicago. Points are good. Bigger points would have been better. They had 2 pretty surefire touchdown opportunities that receivers, who would have thunk his weapons are not helping him out.
That's right. It's really unfortunate because they had it. He had good things going on that drive, and a lot of it credit to him. Which I think is going to be the story of the Browns' experience, or excuse me, the Bears' experience in the season is going to be a lot of good things from Fields and everybody else around him letting him down, unfortunately.
Welcome in, Wendell. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. That's a look at virtual Matt Eberflus. That was the first touch of the day for DJ Chark as well, wearing number 4. 1st and 10. Up the middle, Swift. Tries to wiggle through the hole, and it's not going to work. Nice tackle in space by the linebacker, Matthew Adams. I believe he used to be on the Colts, did Matthew Adams, which makes sense. Follow your defensive coordinator. Goff, back to pass, fires it deep over the middle. He's got Hutchinson, bad tackle, angle 30, 25 to the 20 to the 15, and it'll be shoved out of bounds at the 8-yard line by the rookie Brisker from Penn State, Jaquan Brisker. Man, messing up all my words today. But a great throw and an even better run after the catch for the tight end, Hutchinson.
And really a poor effort on the defense part for not only for the coverage, but then after the catch, the tackling attempts was woeful there. Not good pursuit angles either, except for the last one that brought him out of bounds.
Yeah. That's the rookie. I think it ended up being the first pick player that they took, Jaquan Brisker, out of Penn State. He's their starting strong safety. Because remember, they didn't have a first-round pick because it went for Justin Fields last year.
That's right.
So that was the Giants. I believe the Giants got they took Evan Neal with that pick. Their second top 10 pick of this draft. All right, Goff in a shotgun. He's going to send Swift away from him and roll with nobody in the backfield. And now they'll throw it quickly short to the left side. Caught. Very quick gain. And then immediately taken to the ground. That's James Mitchell, the rookie tight end out of South Carolina. Back to pass, Goff. Drag across the middle, he's open. It's Jameson Williams, and the rookie's into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. And they're starting to pour it off.
Yes, they are. Certainly looking good here. And Jameson Williams showing his stuff as he goes out, and I love the way he uses his hands out away from his body to snatch the ball out of the air. That's the way you want to do it. Don't trap the ball. That gives the opportunity for the ball to bounce up or bounce out awkwardly. It's much safer and better to use your hands away from the body to snatch it. Plus, it's harder for the defense to catch up to it when the ball is out in front like that, when the defender's in a trailing position. So love the play there from the rookie. Certainly doing some veteran type stuff there, and nice touchdown there for him.
Indeed it was. 21-6 now, and the Lions running away with this one so far. It's obviously still very early with 8:42 left to go in the first half, but they need to get something going here, and it can't be more field goals. Up the middle and hit again. Man, Hutchinson is all over the place as he's going to force Fields to get rid of that football before he wants it to.
Yeah, those two top 15 draft picks really showing their stuff in this one. Both of them have had very good days.
Yes, very good days indeed. Indeed.
Now,
Fields.
Why did he cut up the field there? He continued out to the perimeter. He's going to outrun Aquara. There's no way that he gets caught from behind. If he chooses to just continue to bounce, he's got the angle to the perimeter, and then he's probably going for at least the first down here. Like, look at this replay. If he doesn't cut right there, he doesn't get caught. There's nobody even in the screen on that side for the defense.
Yep.
There was no one there. He guarantee you he gets a first down. What are you doing?
I do not know. They're going to punt is what they're going to do, and the rookie Trenton Gill back into the game from his 10-yard line. Looks like Jameson Williams is also the punt returner. He makes a fair catch at the 44-yard line. And the red-hot Lions back out on the field.
I like seeing a little juice with the Lions, though. That's another franchise that, I can get behind. I've always kind of liked them ever since the Barry Sanders days when, that dude was just so nasty and untackleable. Such a shifty back that he could make guys miss, that weren't even thinking of tackling him yet, It's one of those kind of things. He's just unbelievable moves. I always kind of appreciated and enjoyed that. I've always liked seeing the Browns play the Lions in that Great Lakes Classic. But yeah, it's good to see them, especially with as much as they've struggled. We definitely feel the pain there. It's good to see them have a little juice and something to build off of here.
Indeed it is. Shotgun again on a 2nd and 11. Swift up the middle, right into traffic, but he'll break out of the first tackle and then into the waiting arms of Punga, the defensive tackle, big defensive tackle rookie last year, I believe, Kiris Tonga. 3rd and 8. Can the Bears get off the field? Fighting hard on the edge, but the blockers hold up, and he dumps it off to Hutchinson, and Hutchinson rolls out of bounds. 4th and 4, and so the Lions will go ahead and punt. A little bit of a bump for the Bears defense.
Yeah, and they needed that too. This offense had kind of had their way a lot in this game so far. It's a very nice punt. That'll be a tough hole for Justin Fields to start out of. But Lions offense certainly had been very successful so far in the game. So defense needed a little win like that. Maybe that'll be something to get some momentum shift in their favor.
Yes. They need something. Inside the 5 here, I formation Blaza game. They're going to stretch it to the left, and Montgomery's able to pick up about 3 before being drugged to the ground. His 8th carry of the day, Deshaun Elliott, safety, comes up to make the hit.
And Montgomery punishing the tackler for even attempting the tackle. I like it.
Absolutely. Back to pass, zip it over the middle, caught a little bit behind the receiver, but he's able to get the first down, and that's Equimimus St. Brown. Came over from the Packers in free agency this season, and he's got a first down at the 27. First St. Brown we've seen here today.
That's right.
And as good as Amon-Ra was last year, with the addition of Chark and Williams, he's now the 3rd best receiver on that roster, at least by a Madden rating-wise.
Well, and I expect that's probably going to be true to form in real life. I mean, Chark may take a bit of a backseat at times, just because that's not his game to be a number 1 receiver anyway. I think Williams is probably going to be filling into that number 1 really quickly, as you'd expect. But Amon-Ra may be a little bit more that third receiver in the offense, but he'll be that dangerous, don't see him coming, and then all of a sudden he's popping off a huge gain because he just got lost in the coverage.
Here's Montgomery again. Number 1, Jeff Okudah will bring him to the ground in the run game. Actually, pretty good, solid performance so far for Montgomery, as that's a look at Crazy Dan Campbell on the sideline for the Lions. 2nd and 5. Offset eye, they're going to give it up the middle again, and this time Anzalone drills him up the middle. That flowing golden locks, a dead giveaway for Alex Anzalone, linebacker out of University of Florida. 3rd and 5. They really need a conversion here.
James, if there was, I don't recall that, but that sounds.
Or take another sack.
Yeah,
4 on the day now for Romeo. Good Lord.
That was ugly. Tackle just gave up on the play almost from the gun. That was not what you want to see happen. Look at this tackle just get whiffed out on the outside as he looks to punch and is way off balance and kind of just lunges at the block instead of being set under his base or base underneath him. And that's easy work for any D end in the NFL to really just push that aside. And step around and easy path to the quarterback. You can't be doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think right tackle Larry Borum is like a 67 rating or something like that.
Yeah.
And their left tackle Tevin Jenkins, their rookie from last year, then got hurt in camp, is like a 74. So it's not great across the line. They brought in Lucas Patrick as a free agent right guard, but it's not in a good way up front there for the Bears, unfortunately, this season.
Bunch of names I'd never heard before.
Mm-hmm. Goff here now pressure. Both swim moves simultaneously succeed, and they're going to sack Goff, and then the Bears call timeout to preserve some of this clock. Their 3rd sack of the day of Goff, and now Fox will punt it from inside his 15-yard line. Clearly some wind coming from this side. This is a big punt. The rookie Jones all the way down at his 20. Kind of out-kicked his coverage, as they would say, I guess. So punt coverage wasn't able to set that one up.
Yeah, so James, I don't recall that happening in the sim last year. I suppose it could have, but I don't recall that. What I do recall is that, or I do know at least,
his presser is when he talked about like eating people's ankles and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. What I do know about him, though, I know there was a presser like that. What I do know about him is that he's a fiery personality that the players love, and they love to play hard for him, and that's something that I think is very valuable here for Detroit, and they've kind of rallied around that energy, starting with their head coach, and I think that is going to be only a boon for them as they go forward with the young talent they're building.
Here comes Fields. Oof,
Ooh,
a little
nice
shoulder
play.
shove of a little shoulder shove of Okuda, and then he slides down.
Yeah, Buckeye on Buckeye action. He's like, I see you coming, Okuda. Watch this.
I know you won't tackle me. 3rd and 11, and now they sort of concede by handing the football off, so the Lions will call timeout, because why not? 50 seconds left, and they've got a timeout. Go for it. Yeah, I don't know if it's a Madden thing, Wendell, as much as it's just a roster construction. I think Ryan Pace is hurting them right now.
Yeah,
His refusal to sign any real talent, and they've lost a lot on. Think about all those Bears defensive linemen, like Bilal Nichols signed, Akeem Hicks. A lot of people still want the Browns to get him. Eddie Goldman, like it's a completely different defensive line.
Yep.
They've got a couple of new defenders. They lost Fuller back there as well. So
it's really the ball comes out again.
But it's picked up by the lineman.
It's really between these Bears and the Houston Texans as to who has the worst roster in the NFL right now, as currently constructed. And my money would probably be on the Bears for how bad that offense is. Really, no weapons outside of Mooney for Justin Fields. Justin Fields really is the star, the only real big name player you've got on the entire roster. That's at the potential to be the elite level. Everything else is just middling at best, at very best, and that's unfortunate because especially look at that O-line we were just talking about. That they're woeful, and they're not going to protect Justin Fields, really your only asset, which is why I'm so worried that this is going to be ruinous for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Roquan Smith, their middle linebacker, is elite, but that's about it for their entire roster.
That's it. Yep, Justin Fields, Roquan Smith, go Bucks.
Yeah, I would say Eddie Jackson. Eddie Jackson was definitely very good for a long time, but he's starting to go on the downward side of his career. Their free safety.
Yep.
If you remember him with all those, like when their defense was so good, and they were like stripping the ball and getting tons of picks and stuff. He was
a big
part of that.
Yep, for sure.
Fields with a flag. He's just going to chuck it deep to the left side, and this one's actually going to be caught, but they're going to call it back for holding.
Yep, saw that coming. That's unfortunate. After a great play for this offense, they needed something, and this one's going to come back, which you hate to see after a great effort. Nice jump up to go climb the ladder and catch the ball from Mooney.
Indeed. Now Fields fires right side with another line in his face, and this one's into double coverage and actually should have been picked. Dropped interception now. Fields 11 for 22, just really, really struggling here. The Bears can't do much with their very first drive of the second half. Tackled immediately and brought down by the defender. That's the rookie, and I'm blanking on his name. He's a defensive back. Blanking on his name. I'll think of it.
Not sure.
Ooh. Yeah, it's
what a tackle.
Yes, big hit there. Hutchinson's 5th catch of the day. As I attempt to look up the Bears roster. Goff again on a 1st and 10. Zip it over the middle, caught in traffic. Hutchinson once more. And he'll be up near another first down, 2nd and 2. It is the rookie Kyler Gordon out of Washington. That's who it was. Little across the middle. There's St. Brown, Amon-Ra. A little juice to the side, a little jet sweep for 20 and a first down, Lions.
Yeah, a little loss contain out on the outside from this Bears defense, just not setting the edge and allowing Amon-Ra to get, that was Amon-Ra, to get loose out on the perimeter.
Yep, it was. Welcome in, George. Goff time, fires over the middle, caught on a long, skinny post, and that's DJ Chark. DJ Chark, and he's down to the 2-yard line. Another 1st and goal.
Yeah, I'm always going to like DJ Chark a little bit just because of that. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, just when he was on the Browns for a short time. He was on maybe 3 or 4 weeks before he actually signed with the Lions, and we had to remove him from the roster.
That's right, but it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. And
it was.
But
St. Brown's going to get in the end zone. Another touchdown. Again, the Lions just pouring it on now.
Absolutely. And, George, you're absolutely correct. Lack of weapons and the O-line, as Phil mentions, absolutely the case here. It has been ugly for Justin Fields, and not any of it his fault. He's done his very best. But there's only so much you can do with a roster as constructed like this one, which is woeful. So, unfortunate. Yep. But welcome in. Thanks for being on.
11:17 to go, 28-6. That momentum bar has been pinned all the way up since that scoop and score in the first quarter.
That's right.
And they have not been able to do anything about it. Fields now fires right side. That's caught. That's maybe the first catch of the day for Byron Pringle, who came over in free agency. 2nd catch, rather, for Pringle, one of those Chiefs receivers, seeing how successful he can be after removing himself from Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's really he was their 4th receiver on that roster?
3rd or 4th with Robinson, yeah.
Right.
David Montgomery's been pretty good today. He's been your other pseudo bright spot, other than Fields. But again, you can't really rely on the run now, down 28-6. Fields back to pass, fires right side, incomplete again. It just looks like the receivers aren't trying.
Right.
It looks like he just needed to reach out his arms and he would have caught it.
That's right. That's at least the 2nd or 3rd time that's happened in this game, and he had an opportunity to get it. And again, nice ball from Fields. He's doing everything he can, but this offense between the O-line and that receiving core is really struggling.
That would be a pretty, my heart wants to go with you, Wendell, but the Browns' schedule is brutal. 14-3 seems pretty aggressive to me, but I would love to be wrong.
Yeah, well, if Watson plays the whole season, as I think we here on the channel fully expect that he will do so. If that is the case, then The Browns have been very good in that kind of underdog role. The 1 o'clock, endless 1 o'clock games. They're good at that. They know that, and this is a season set up for that. Kind of like they came out of that disastrous 19 season and had the same thing in 2020, and you saw what happened there. And I think if Deshaun plays the whole time, I don't think it's out of the question they could get to that. I don't know that that's overly likely either, but it's certainly within the realm of possible.
I wonder what their win-loss over/under is in Vegas right now.
It's actually off the books. They because of the Deshaun
Really?
Watson, all bets are off on the Browns.
They're off now. I've still got mine. I put 20 on them to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, right.
Before Deshaun.
Right. No, I meant for the over/under for the games.
Oh, gotcha.
Win loss. They've got the bets
too
off.
varied.
Yeah, because they don't know. It could be anything in between. It all depends on Deshaun Watson and how much does he actually play. And if he plays the whole season, it's a very different outlook than if it's 6 games of Jacoby Brissett, or the fact that they they pushed the because that was something that I found interesting, by the way. If the NFL VP of scheduling was talking about how the only thing that was influenced by pending was the Houston game, which if they're pushing that to week 13. Then it makes you wonder, is it possible if they do elect to suspend that it would be a 12-week suspension? And if that's the case, I know they're speculating 6 at the most, but if it's unprecedented, a 12-week suspension for something like that, I'm not saying it's not possible. It certainly could happen that way. If it is, then the season looks incredibly different with Jacoby Brissett at the helm for 12 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. 2nd and 9. Fields firing left side. Caught on the sideline. First down throw and catch, Darnell Mooney. Tulane green wave for Darnell Mooney. I didn't see that, George. I just saw that they were going to the Bahamas. Maybe they're going to go right from New York to the Bahamas. I don't know if you saw that, Kit. Deshaun's taking the entire offense to the Bahamas for some team bonding and continuing the offseason work.
That's awesome. I love it.
They said almost everybody, a couple of guys didn't have passports and they couldn't get them in time. But other than that, literally, practice squad guys who are absolutely going to get cut, whatever. You're on the team now. You're on the offense. Let's go.
Dude, that's awesome. That's so cool. Good for him. I love seeing that. I love to see the bonding of this team already. It already seems like the chemistry is already setting in, and that's what you need to get the off to a fast start in a season.
Fields just going to chill for a while. Now he'll take off, and Alex Anzalone clearly spying him. Brings him down after a couple yards and another punt. Actually, they're going to try a long field goal. I lied.
It'll be interesting to see what comes out of that, George, though, meeting with the NFL officials this week for Watson, because theoretically if that could be the handout of the suspension, potentially, if there is expected to be one. Who knows what it ends up being. It's really hard to predict things like that, but it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that as the Bears settle for yet another field goal.
It was a nice long one, but
it was
still just
nice
a field goal.
Yep.
28-9, Lions with the football. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on Sports. Appreciate everybody being on. Thank you so much to our subscribers. We really appreciate you. If you haven't yet subbed the channel, we would encourage you to do that. We ask you very nicely to do that as we continue to push towards 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I've appreciated the recent momentum on that front, though. It's been kind of nice to see those numbers continuing to tick up as the excitement for the Brown season is obviously picking up, and obviously we're very excited here on the channel for it.
Despite how the Sims have gone.
That's right.
We're still excited about the Brown season.
Yes, we are. We're hoping to turn that around, though. Obviously, we don't have any control over the actual play on the field. It's all simulated, which if we were controlling the players, maybe it wouldn't look like this, because the roster is just too good for the results we've seen.
Indeed. Up the middle, Swift, and he'll go down immediately. 9 carries, 19 yards for DeAndre Swift. Also, this is the NFC game of the week for week 3. We'll bring you the AFC Game of the Week later as well. If you'd like to vote on those, you can do that on our Discord channel, which the link is in the description of the video. Picked on the right side, jumps it quickly to the 40, to the 35, and how about Taylor Decker getting over there to save a potential touchdown as a nice interception. I think that's Roby Coleman, who may not actually be on the roster, but
yeah,
he
really
is now, and he makes a nice play.
Really poor read there from Goff, as he just did not see the defender kind of sitting up, waiting for the throw, and just able to jump it because he knew where the ball was probably coming out, and intercepted it on the way to his target. Would just missed the defender in the read there.
Indeed. Third and 3 for Justin Fields. About a minute to go in the third quarter, and let's do a delayed handoff to Montgomery, who gets stuck on the back of his bad left guard. And 4th and 5, so let's kick into the field goal. Hope so, Wendell. They're loaded, man. I mean, you're going to have probably the number 1 or number 2 pick, and Stroud is your trigger man. Smith and Jigba is going to be the best receiver in the draft again. Travion Henderson's 1 year older. Their line should be a little better because they're not going to have backup tackles playing guard. Their defense should be significantly better with everything we've seen and heard about Jim Knowles and his new scheme. And they've certainly got the horses back there now. So could be championship or bust, Wendell, for that team this season. Well, yes, there's also that, George. Even if they were like, Baker, everybody's hurt, we need you to play, he's probably not going to play. But they also don't want him to play because, yeah, God forbid he comes in and, like, balls out. And then it's like, well, Deshaun's off his suspension, see ya. They don't need that headache. Pressure right in his face. He's going to push through the right guard, Fatai, former Eagle. Nice play there by Jones to get back there and push him to the ground. Justin Jones, defensive lineman. Yeah, that was 5th sack of the day for the Bears, end of the third quarter.
That was all effort on that bull rush there. Nicely done to just push his way through the block and get to Goff before Goff could unload it.
3rd and 10, Goff left side. Hutchinson with the catch, but they will swarm him and get him down. Roquan Smith, 58, right on cue. 4th and 5, 9 catches for Hawk here today. Over 100 yards, clearly a nice weapon for Jared Goff. This one's going to be fielded by the rookie Velus Jones Jr. out of Tennessee, and he's going to go down at about the 22-yard line. Velus Jones Jr., rookie, drafted this year as his first season. He's the same age as Denzel Ward, who just signed his extension.
That's wild.
And that is why Andrew Berry likes drafting 21-year-olds.
That's why, yeah, exactly. You get them young, you develop them, and then by the time, not that Ward wasn't already a first-round draft pick, but now he's a Pro Bowler, and a elite talent that you can sign for a 5-year contract at huge money because he's earned it and done all this production for you, and he's coming out at the same age as some of these older guys that by the time they get to their 5th year, they're 30 years old already, and then now you're wondering about how much more of that production level can you expect. Now he's starting at that production level, and then only he's got another 5 years of solid play because he's in his prime.
Yep. Fields going to throw off the back foot deep to the right side. Single coverage. Nope, dropped it out of bounds. That was Pringle. Welcome in, Quincy. Good to have you on. Go Browns indeed. 2nd and 10 now. He's got trips to the left side. Does Justin Fields. Montgomery on his right hip. Fields back to pass. He'll fire right side. Coming back to the football and caught and then dropped immediately is St. Brown. 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3 now. Pressure breaks down. Defensive lineman following him, chasing him, and he'll go down. Sacked by the rookie Malcolm Rodriguez as well as Zach Pascal from Kentucky, another top draft pick on this Lions team. So 2 rookies combining for a sack there.
So, Wendell, if Deshaun Watson is suspended, it'll be over the
if.
Yeah, but if it does happen, he would be because of the civil cases that are, the NFL has done its own personal investigation into what's all happened, and if that suspension does come down to
conduct policy,
it's the personal conduct policy, violation of the personal conduct policy that they would be suspending him for. But that's all, at this point unknown. We'll see. There's a lot of speculation on either side as to what that is or could be. And we just don't know. Until it is made official, we won't.
First and 10 for Goff and the Lions after that completion. They're inside 11 minutes to go here. Holding on to this big win. Slant across the middle. He's got the rookie again, Jameson Williams, and Williams is up to the 33-yard line. Goff now at 3:42 through the air. He has played a whale of a football game.
And how about the day for Williams now? 7 receptions, 126 yards, and a touchdown. Dude has been hair on fire for this game. Just absolutely balling.
Swift up the middle. He's going to be taken down by Beckner, the defensive tackle. Jared Goff on a 2nd and 8. He's in a shotgun with Swift on his right hip. He's back to pass. Now he's going to roll. Now he's going to fire on the run into the end zone. Double covered and dropped by Hutchinson. Roquan Smith and Jalen Johnson, their top corner, were down there on coverage, 3rd and 8.
And I know we haven't gotten to see these Lions play in week 1 or week 2, and we'd have to look at the stats to get some kind of idea of it and how these rookies played. Is trying to high point the ball, and they able to come up with it with a penalty. Looks like a roughing.
Illegal
touching.
He stepped out of bounds. Yeah.
Anyway, but obviously we didn't get a chance to see those, so this is a bit of guesswork here as to what's going on, but these almost feels like a bit of that come out party for both Hutchinson and Williams, really having huge games here, and it takes rookies a game or 2, maybe 3, to really get their feet. Those first rounders that you plug in right out the gate, takes them a little bit to adjust. Very few rookies in their very first game are playing at elite levels like this. But some of the better ones in the first rounds, you do after a few weeks expect them to really start to step it up and start to get that feel and that sense of the time of their speed of the game. And when they do, then all their talent takes over and it shows up in a big way. And that's what it feels like is going on here for both Hutchinson and Williams.
Short throw to Cole Kmet, the tight end, and he'll get ripped to the ground by Mike Hughes. You're shocked that I watched USFL football, Wendell? I'm telling you, man, Johnny Dixon's balling out. Go Bucks. Yeah, if there's nothing else going on, I'll put it on in an afternoon. I wouldn't say I'm an adamant fan. I don't have like a team that I follow religiously, but it's fun. They've got some fun things. You get to hear the play calls and different things. They got the coaches mic'd up and there's some different things, and the microchips in the football to determine the specific spot and stuff is interesting to me. So,
yeah, that part would be kind of nice to take some of the ambiguity of some of these calls out. It's
a little slant to Mooney, and he's got a first down. Justin Fields now just 17 of 32 for 186. He has really struggled here today, and again, a lot of it not on him by any stretch. First and 10 for Fields. He'll fire left side. Coming back to the football is his receiver. There's Byron Pringle. About a gain of 6 when all is said and done. We're about 7 minutes to go in the game. 31-12. As the Lions are going to get out of here with a big victory. Fields now fires right side. Nice catch by Pringle, and he got behind him. 10-5. Touchdown Bears. Byron Pringle high pointed it over Mike Hughes and just found himself behind the defender and got into the end zone quickly.
Yeah, afraid much too little too late, but it was pretty though. And a beautiful ball from Fields, really setting up Pringle for that high point catch. over the defender. The defender makes the wrong reaction there to the ball. Actually should have gone up to defend the ball and tried instead for the play on the ball early. And then as a result, Pringle goes over top and into the end zone because the defender couldn't make up for it.
(31-19), 6:58 to go in the game. Lions lead now sits at 12 points. And with 6:56, they should be able to milk it away. A little dump off over the middle. That's DJ Chark, and he's got about 9 for a 2nd and 1. Heavy formation now for the Lions. And they go play action. Goff with lots of time. He'll fire. There's a wide open DJ Chark again up to the 50. Call it the 48 of Chicago. And DJ Chark starting to play well now. 6 catches, 87 yards for him. Another tackle for the rookie Brisker.
Interesting that they're still continuing to pass the ball here. You'd think they should be in full chew the clock mode, and there's the running back at last, which you'd expect to see quite a bit sooner. The action from Swift, but yeah, it's not a place where they go to pass again. Not a place where I expect them to be putting the ball in the air here with only 5:11 left and a 31-19 scoreline.
Another slant to DJ Chark. That's right. Do. And a little jet sweep to Jameson Williams. He gets away from Smith, but cannot get away from Brisker, who comes up. Brisker's looked pretty good for them, strong safety.
Yeah, but again,
Williams, Penn State.
Williams cutting up the field, much like Justin Fields had done earlier, where that was a huge mistake. He doesn't cut up the field. He's got the perimeter, had the beat on the perimeter on the contain, and gets a whole bunch more yardage if he just keeps running towards the sideline to cut up once he's out there and has beaten his man, not cutting up the field into the tackle.
Indeed, Swift down to the right side as well for a few. As now they're starting to sort of run the clock a little bit more aggressively. Okay, at this juncture, it is going to be the Battle of LA with the Rams at the Chargers for the AFC Game of the Week, unless more votes come in. Again, you can vote on the Game of the Week poll on our Discord channel, and you can use the link in the description of this or any of the other videos if you have not yet joined the Discord channel. An opportunity to chat with us between sims, an opportunity to vote on the games of the week, and maybe even most importantly, get notified on when the sims will happen, since YouTube's notification system is shoddy at best.
That's right. You would think as big as YouTube is, they could afford to have a better notification, or a more reliable, I should say, notification system. It's woeful.
Yeah, I mean, I get channel, it doesn't even always tell me when I've gone live, and it's my channel. It's like, I'm the owner of the channel. Shouldn't you be telling me that I've gone live? Or I'll get an email 2 hours later, oh, hey, you went live 2 hours ago. Oh, great. Thanks for the heads up. 31-19 as we reach the 2-minute warning. Austin Seibert, go Browns, is the kicker here in Detroit. And he's going to try a 31-yarder. And his kick is up, and his kick is good. He followed the Dorse. Austin Seibert. Of course, they have 4 kickers on their roster right now, so I just guessed that Seibert would win it. Who knows who actually wins the kicking job in Detroit. That's, for as much of the NFL as I feel like I follow, the kickers in Detroit are not something I'm wasting brain cells on.
Seibert, obviously, Dorsey liked him, and he drafted him in, in the 6th round, 5th round?
Yep.
But clearly liked Seibert.
Another fumble again. Sorry, another fumble on a sack, and the Lions get the football back.
Right. It is ugly for these Bears, with now Lions back in scoring position. Of course, they're set up to pass again. Actually, no, they're going to run it. But as they're officially in shoot clock, as they should have been long ago. But anyway, so now I was saying Dorsey obviously likes the talent of Seibert. He drafted him after all. He's just got to work on that mental game, and sometimes some of the kickers take a little bit longer to develop that mental game fully, and some of them never actually manage to. We'll see if Seibert is going to be one of the ones that does get it figured out, but because he's got the talent, should he figure that mental piece of the game out, he'll be very good one day, but if he never does, then don't expect him to be much in the NFL.
Goff, touchdown again, Jameson Williams.
Yeah, and his
They're
massive
just pouring it on now.
His massive breakout day continues as he went out and just torching this defense.
Well, I don't know if they're going to get a booth review on this one or not.
He got both.
I think he gets
both feet
down.
in. Yeah, he got both feet in.
He did a little top touch, and then that third left step is out of bounds, but the first two are inbounds.
Yep.
Right there and right there.
There's one, there's two. That's a touchdown. And yes, absolutely bossed him, George. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, he maybe Wendell, but even if Fields has 100 yards, they're probably still down 2 scores. 41-19 now. Detroit putting the league on notice at 3-0.
That's right. Yeah, they're doing very well here in our young sim season as they have come out swinging and showing off some of that young core talent they've started to build in Detroit. They're a frisky team, man. I like them. I like what they're doing. I like the way they've gone, both front office and in coaching. In terms of coaching, the teams are playing for that coaching staff very hard. Won a bunch of games they probably shouldn't have. As an ugly pick there. That one might go.
He jukes Fields out and into the end zone. Tracy Walker. And the beat down is on now.
Yikes.
Big win and big momentum shift heading into week 4 for the Lions. Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're playing with their hair on fire, which they, like I said last season, they really won some games they probably shouldn't have. Playing very, very hard for that coach, and now that young talent core is kind of in place, they're starting to build around that, kind of like what the Browns had done to get where we are now. They're on the right trajectory. I like what they're doing, and they're going to be a dangerous team to play in this coming season, because I think they. Not that you'd expect them to win all of their games by any means. There's certainly going to be better teams out there, better rosters out there that they're going to go up against, but would never want to count them out, because I think they've always got a chance to win every game they're going to be in the game.
A little throw to Dante Pettis. Poor Fields, just trying to work so hard to make a play for his team. His receiver open on the left to the 40 to the 45, and he'll go down. So that was Mooney once again. And a very identical looking play. Mooney again at the 50, and he'll get pushed out of bounds at the 45. Another first down. Moving the sticks about 10 yards at a time.
James, I really think they could be. I mean, I don't think that this is out of the realm of possible for this team, the way they play for that coach. Is yet another ugly pick, underthrown there. And defender just in a good position to go up and high point it, unfortunately, for Justin Fields, as he is picked off yet again. Really hadn't set his platform and kind of threw off that crow hop to the side, and that resulted in an underthrown ball.
2 fumbles and now 2 interceptions for the Bears.
But no, James.
48-19. This is how it's going to go. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, James. I do think that's very possible. They could be a very dangerous team to play come Christmas Eve.
Well, look at that gross jersey of Justin Fields here. He's all beat up as he got the worst of it here today, and his team is going to really struggle. 48-19. Is going to be the final. We'll look at a couple of these stats.
Yeah, that's the
first for the winners.
I was going to say that's the sign of really bad quarterback or offensive line play, is when your quarterback's jersey is just devastated by the game. It should not look like that. You want a clean jersey coming out. That's the sign of good O-line play.
How about Jared Goff? 33 for 42, 412, 4 TDs, and 1 interception on the ground today for the Lions. Swift just 17 carries, 47 yards. How about Amon-Ra St. Brown with that 1 carry for 20 yards? That was a pretty effective play that they had there. Through the air for the Lions, TJ Hutchinson 9 for 109 and a touchdown. How about Jameson Williams 9 for 142 and 2 touchdowns. Chark 7 for 96. St. Brown 4 for 31. Swift 3. The rookie James Mitchell with a singular catch as well, the second tight end behind Hutchinson. Defensively speaking, 10 tackles for Alex Anzalone to lead, 9 for Elliott, 7 for Hughes, Walker, and a bevy of others. 4.5 sacks for Romeo Okwara, 3.5 for the rookie Aiden Hutchinson, 1 for Anzalone, halves for Josh Paschal, the rookie, and Malcolm Rodriguez, the rookie. And then, of course, interceptions. We saw both there at the end of the game. Mike Hughes had 1, and Amani Aruwarie had the second one, and he was the one that went to the house.
The nice juke of Justin Fields to make it happen, too.
It was. All right, Justin Fields on the day, 22 of 39, 267, 1 touchdown, and the 2 interceptions. 56% is not where you want it to be. Montgomery, 24 for 79, 3 for 18 for Justin Fields, along with his 2 different fumbles. Mooney also had 1 carry and fumbled on that carry. He was the one who ran that like multiple fake situation that ended up in his hands, but he fumbled and it didn't matter. 6 for 47 for Cole Kmet, 5 for 70 for Mooney and a drop, 4 for 69, a touchdown for Pringle, Pettis with 3, St. Brown with 2, everybody else with just 1 catch today. So again, not a lot of names blowing your hair back on that list. Leading tackler, no surprise, Roquan Smith is going to come up with 11. 9 for Lano Hill, 8 for Brisker, the rookie, 7 for Young. Sacks today, 2.5 for Justin Jones, 1.5 for Quinn, 1 for Taven Young. And again, their interception was by Nikel Roby-Coleman. So, Kit, wrap it up for us.
Well, as we saw, that Lions team showing its stuff and very, very dangerous. And then we also saw the woes of that roster. The roster construction in the NFL is such a big piece. And really one team that has done well on that front and one team that's very head-scratching as to what they're doing. I hate to see it for Justin Fields, but he's clearly struggling as a result of that. And the Detroit Lions take advantage and really show out in a big way, as we saw big breakout games for both of the high draft pick rookies, Aiden Hutchinson and Williams, coming out there and just throwing up big games.
Indeed. All right, well, this one is going to wrap it up for us. Again, this was the NFC Game of the Week. Thanks for voting on it. 3-0 are the Lions now. 1-2 are the Bears. Lions definitely the better team there on paper, as you can see as well. All right, well, appreciate everybody being on. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. For Kit out on the left coast, good to have him back on the mic as he's back home. And Phil Nagy here in Central Ohio. We are Nagy on Sports. Really, really appreciate all the support, all the new subscribers we've had the last couple weeks as well. It's just awesome. We really appreciate it, and we'll keep bringing it to you. Make sure you go to the Discord and vote on the AFC Game of the Week, which we will bring to you tomorrow. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. Today we'll say go Lions, and as always,
go